Mike Bond of USA Today Sports and MMA Junkie here in Las Vegas at UFC 202 Media Day, standing with Raquel Pennington, who fights Elizabeth Phillips this Saturday night. And Raquel, I know you've talked about wanting the big names, your revenge tour, all that kind of stuff. What was your reaction when they gave you a matchup against Elizabeth, who has been pretty inactive during the course of her UFC career?
I was a little frustrated, but at the same time, everybody's worked their butt off to get to the UFC. So I'm not going to take away anything from her. Every woman brings a different challenge to the table. So that's just kind of how I see it. Each fight is a stepping stone. I plan to go out there and get another win under my belt. So,
what challenges does she bring to you?
It's just different. Every girl fights completely different. She likes to go to the ground. A lot of people haven't seen my ground game, so that'll be exciting. She definitely isn't scared to throw a punch. Just a million different things there.
Yeah, and what does a win over her kind of do for you in the division? It's a very interesting state of affairs right now, just with the champions turning over. Does that make it more challenging for someone like yourself to climb up the rankings when there's a lot of turnover with the belt and there's more champions? They're talking about rematches and stuff like that at the top, like to kind of climb and elevate yourself into that territory?
I think there was a little bit of a standstill. They kind of had a bunch of people, obviously, rematching and doing things like you just said. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for all of us to climb. I think this fight gives me the opportunity just to get another win and kind of showcase some more skill and put me that much closer.
And is there anyone I know you don't want to look past any opponent or anything like that, but is it still the same mentality? Do you just want the rematches with the people who have beat you in the past and kind of get those ones back? Is that your primary focus for your career over the next few fights?
My primary focus is obviously becoming a world champion. I want to fight for the title. On the way of that, some of the girls that I have fought and that are considered on my revenge tour are up in the rankings right there. But like I said, whoever they throw at me, everyone brings a different challenge, and I look forward to it, hopefully bringing out a different fighter each time.
Yeah, and one last thing I just wanted to ask you. I know you're wearing your Reebok shirt right now, but I'd heard that going into every fight, your mom makes a special T-shirt for you that kind of goes out to friends and family. Can you give us a preview of what that looks like for this fight? Have you seen it yet, and why does she do that for each one of your fights?
It's just kind of been a routine. Ever since I first started sport 9 years ago, my mom and I have a huge support system. They constantly travel everywhere with me. I have a wonderful family, wonderful friends, and a huge fan base. So my mom would just kind of make it to where I could tell in the crowd where my whole support system was at. And it just, after every fight, she was like, okay, that was the last one. That was the last one. And everybody's like, no, you can't let that die out. So it just kind of became our routine. These T-shirts for this fight are pretty sweet. They actually, it's like a big old octagon, and then it says Colorado Rocky. My cousin drew it. And then it has like Philippians 4:13, which is my favorite Bible verse. And then in the back, it actually, I kind of let her design it, so she surprised me with these ones. It has a shadow of me throwing a punch. And then my favorite saying is head up, heart strong, that I tell to everybody. So she put that on the back side of it.
Are you aware of, that section of people that are in the audience when you're going out to fight, or are you too focused to, hearing any of that or seeing any of that?
I'm pretty zoned in on what I'm doing, especially when I'm walking out under the lights and stuff. But I don't know. I can always tell where my family's at. It's just been something from even before I was fighting in basketball and everything. I'm able to hear that distinct voice within my family and stuff. So.
And final thing, how do you see this fight playing out on Saturday night? Interesting note: all four of the combined losses between you two in the UFC being split decision losses. So close fights. Do you see it being a close fight playing out like that? Do you expect to dominate? What do you envision on Saturday?
I don't see this being a close fight. I see me going out there and probably bringing out the best fighter yet. In my mind, I'm prepared for more than 3 rounds, but obviously it's a 3-round fight. But in my mind, I have it set for the longest this fight can go is 10 minutes. I'm done with judges, and so I've set some completely different goals for myself.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the time, Raquel.